Good morning, student. Today we will start application of Kirchhoff law. The first application is Wheatstone bridge. So before starting, we have to know that what is Wheatstone bridge. What is Wheatstone bridge? So actually, the Wheatstone bridge is the arrangement of four registers. Clear? And from these four registers are arranged in the form of bridge. And by using in these four registers, three are known and one is unknown. So we have to find the resistance of one of the unknown register. So what is Wheatstone bridge? It is an arrangement of four registers in the form of bridge, from which three value are known and one of the value which is unknown we have to find. So this is your Wheatstone bridge. So I am drawing the diagram of Wheatstone bridge on the board and see it carefully. So these are the four registers. For example, this is P, clear, this is Q, and that is R, and that is S. Clear? From these four registers, two are of fixed resistance, one is of variable, and one we have to find. For example, if P and Q are the fixed resistance and R is variable, means we can change the value of R, and we have to find the value of S. And also if we will give the name that A, B, C, D. So this is the 4 points A, B, C, D. Now we have to connect a galvanometer between the arm BD and the point A and C is connected with a battery. The point A and C connected with the battery through a key K. So this is the arrangement of a Wheatstone bridge. So what is construction? It contains four registers. From two are fixed and one we have to find the value of unknown resistance. This is the variable resistance. So we have to find the S. So this S is unknown and these two are the fixed. Clear? And this is a variable resistance. So now we have, so now it's, what is its principle? Its principle is that we have to vary the, or we have to change the value of that resistance R in a such a way that the galvanometer shows no deflection, means no current is flow through a arm of galvanometer. Means we have to change the value of resistor R, or we have to vary the value of R in a such a way that no current is flow through arm BD. So when the no current is flow through arm BD, so galvanometer shows no deflection. At that time, your bridge set to be reached at the balance point. So what is the balance point? Balance point means the no current is flow through the arm BD. So when your Wheatstone bridge reach at the balance point, so at that time, the ratio of P by Q, is equal to R by S. Means at the balance point, the ratio P by Q is equal to R by S. So how we will reach the balance point? By varying the value of R. When we vary the value of R, so the value of R reach at that point when no current is flow through the arm BD. Means no current flow through the arm BD, so that point galvanometer shows no deflection. So this point at that time, the bridge is said to be balanced. So when the bridge reach at the balance point, the ratio of P by Q is equal to R by S. Now we have to find the value of S. S means unknown resistance. So S is equal to, S came here, R, and that Q multiply upside and downside comes out to be P. So in that way we will find the value of unknown resistance by using Wheatstone bridge. Next, we will prove it. That P by Q is equal to R by S. How we will prove it? With using the same diagram. We will use the same diagram to prove it. So now, let me say that, so we say that let I be the current coming from the battery and I1 is the current that flow this arm, and I2 be the current flow through that arm. So when current reach here, we say that in the galvanometer arm, Ig is the current. So if I is coming from here, means at in AB the current is I1. So some part of I1 is move B to D, and that is Ig. The remaining current in that arm is said to be I1 minus Ig. I1 minus Ig. Next, similarly the I2 current is coming here. So here is current I2. Here is coming current Ig. So in that arm, what is the current value? The current value is I2 plus Ig. And here all these current combine. For example, I1 plus, if I am writing here, at that point what is the value of current? That is I1 minus Ig plus I2 plus Ig. Means this current coming from here and that current coming, both are combined. So Ig cancel with Ig. The current is I1 plus I2, and I1 plus I2 is coming from I. So in that arm again current is I when that key is closed. So now we have to prove that the ratio P by Q is equal to R by S. So how we will prove it? We will prove it by Kirchhoff law. So first we will took the arm, or loop name I am writing here. The loop is A, B, D, A. Loop is A, B, D, A. So what in that loop? First the current moving from A to B. The current moving from A to B. The current is moving from A to B, and current is also moving from A to B. So their current is I1 and resistance is P. So the product of I1 and P taken as a positive. So I1 P. Previously we discussed that if the direction of the loop and the direction of the current is same, so at that time the product of current and resistance taken as a positive. So now we move here in B to D. When we move B to D, we move B to D. So in B to D, the current is also moving from B to D. We say that the galvanometer having resistance G. So now again the current move from B to D. Similarly, the current move from B to D. The loop is also moving B to D. So the Ig is the current and G is the resistance of the galvanometer. So the product of current and resistance taken as a positive. So here comes out the plus Ig into में capital G. Next, when we move from D to A. D to A, when you move D to A, the direction of current is A to D, means the direction of current and the direction loop is opposite to each other. So at that time the product of current and resistance is taken as a negative. So here comes out to be minus I2. What is resistance? That is R equal to. And in this whole loop there is no cell. In that whole loop there is no cell. If there is no cell, so we can say that this is equal to 0. This is your equation 1. Now we take another loop. The loop name is loop BCDB. What is loop? BCDB. Again, when you move from B to C. When you move from B to C, so at that time the loop is also moving from B to C. The current that is also moving from B to C. So product of this current and that resistance taken as a positive. So what is the value? So the value is I1 into में I1 minus Ig into में Q. Now we move here C to D. So what we will see at C to D? We are moving from C to D. The current is moving from D to C. This is the direction of current. The current direction is D to C. The loop direction is C to D. Means they are opposite to each other. So when the direction of current and direction of loop is opposite to each other, so at that time the product of current and resistance taken as a negative. So here comes out to be minus. What is current here? Here current is I2 plus Ig. Here is I2 plus Ig into में the resistance is S. Clear? Next, we move from D to B. We are moving from D to B. First, again I am repeating, B to C, C to D, now D to B. The current is coming from B to D, and we are moving from D to B. Again, the direction of current and direction loop is opposite to each other. So again the product of current and resistance taken as a negative. So what is current here? In that arm current is Ig and resistance is resistance of galvanometer. So here comes out to be minus Ig into में capital G is equal to 0. Why we taken 0? Because in that whole loop there is no battery or no cell. So we are having now two equations. So this is your first equation. Now that is a second equation. So now we say that ki your arrangement of Wheatstone reach at the balance point. So when it is reach at the balance point, so we can say that at balance point. So again we previously proved that what is balance point? The balance point is that point when no current is in the arm BD, means galvanometer shows no deflection. Balance point means when galvanometer shows no deflection. So you will reach at the balance point. So at that point, balance point, galvanometer shows no deflection, means no current in that arm. So the value of Ig is equal to 0. So at the balance point, Ig is equal to 0. Now put the value of Ig in equation 1 and equation 2. So when you put the value of Ig in equation 1, so what is equation 1? I1P. The equation 1 is I1P. Here is Ig into capital G. So if Ig is 0, then this whole term became 0. So plus 0 is minus I2 into में R is equal to 0. Next, here is Ig 0, here is also Ig 0, and here is also Ig 0. Now put Ig 0. If we put Ig 0, there comes out to be I1 minus 0 into में Q minus I2 plus 0 into में S minus, here is also Ig 0. If Ig 0, then whole term is minus 0 equal to 0. Now add them, where we will reach? Here comes out to be I1P minus I2R equal to 0. And here comes out to be I1Q minus I2S equal to 0. So now rearrange them. So take on that side minus and that take also minus, that become positive. So here what comes out to be? For example, this is first and second. Now this equation is third and that is fourth. Now what we have to do? From these two equations we will rearrange them. How we will rearrange them? Here comes out to be I1P is equal to, this I1P is equal to I2R. I2R. Clear? And another equation is I1Q is equal to I2S. So if that is 3 and 4 and that is 5 and 6. So now divide 5 by 6. Now divide 5 by 6. So what will we get? So when we divide that I1 upon में P divided by I1 upon में Q is equal to I2 into में R divided by I2 into में S. Now this I will cancel with I2 with cancel I. Here comes out to P by Q is equal to R by S. So if we will know the one of the value from them. Previously we say that S is unknown. So these three values are known. So this is your Wheatstone bridge, and Wheatstone bridge means when no current is flowing through that arm, the bridge is said to be at the ballast point. At the ballast point, the ratio of P by Q is equal to R by S. Now we will see an example of Kirchhoff law. How Kirchhoff law is used to find the value of I1, I2, I3 or current in the circuit. So if that type of question came in your paper, so first you have to check the ratio. That is P, that is Q, that is R, that is S. The ratio P by Q is equal to R by S, means no current is flowing through that arm. So if we check here comes out to be 10 upon 5 is equal to 5 upon 10. So again we will see here, again I am repeating, if that is P, that is Q, that is R, that is S. So if that type of arrangement in your question, first you have to check that the ratio P by Q is equal to R by S. If that ratio is equal, P by Q is equal to R by S, means you have to neglect that R. Means that circuit is without that R. So that is easy. These are two in series. These are two in series. The combined is in parallel. Now, so first we check that P by Q is equal to R by S. So 10 by 5 is equal to 5 by 10. Means these are not equal. So means it is not at the balance point. So now we will start doing how we will calculate the value for I1, I2, I3 for that circuit. So first we write here this point is A, this is B, this is C and this is D. and this is E and that is F. Clear? So we first name these all points. So we say that let I be the current start from here. Clear? I current start from the battery. So let I1 be the current that goes on that side and I2 will be the current go on that side. So when current reach here, so that I divide into two parts. We say that current is I3. So that current is I3. So if that current is I3, if that current is I3, this current is I3, note that. If this current is I3, means this arm, the current is I3. So what is the current in that arm? I1 is coming. So if I1 is coming, then I3 came here. So what is the remaining current? The remaining current is I1 minus I3 in that arm. So again, if I2 is coming from here and I3 is coming from here, their two current combined, the current is I2 plus I3. Clear? So again, all these current combined here, again in that arm the current is I. So now we have to select the loop and apply the Kirchhoff law. So first I select the loop name is ABDA. Loop is ABDA. So now first we move from A to B. So when we move from A to B, the directional current is also A to B, the loop is also A to B. So the product of this resistance and that current taken as a positive. So what is the value? The value comes out to be 10I1. Now when we move from B to D, again our loop move from B to D. So again B to D, the resistance is 5 ohm. This resistance is 5 ohm, the current is I3. Again the product of 5 and I3 taken as a positive. So plus 5I3. Now when we move from D to A, so what we have seen here, the current is coming from A to D and we are moving from D to A. So again the product of this resistance I2 taken as a negative. So here comes out to be minus 5I2. Again you will see that in that full arm no cell is there. So neither we hit the positive terminal nor we hit the negative terminal because there is no cell. If there is no cell, so this full equation is equal to 0. This is your first equation. Now we will select another loop. The loop is BCDB. Loop name is BCDB. So again we move from B to C. Current is also moved from B to C. So again the product of this resistance 5 and that current taken as a positive. So here comes out to be 5 into, what is the current here? I3 coming here and I1 come from that. So in that term I1 minus I3. So here comes out to be I1 minus I3. Now we move from C to D. The loop is BC, then CD. We move from C to D. The current is moved from D to C. Again the direction of current and the direction of loop is opposite to each other. So in that case the product of this resistance and that current taken as a negative. Here comes out to be minus 10 into I2 plus I3. Next we move from D to B. We move from D to B. In D to B again the current is coming from B to D and we are moving D to B. Again the product of this resistance 5 ohm and that I3 taken as a negative because the direction of current and direction of loop is opposite to each other. So here comes out to be minus 5I3. So this is your equation, again equal to 0. Why equal to 0? Because in that loop there is no battery or no cell. So here comes out to be your equation number 2. Now for third equation we will select the loop. The loop name is ADCEFA. I am writing here name of that loop. The loop name is AD loop. Loop is AD. This is A, this is D, this is C. ADC, then E, then F, then A. So what we have seen here? We are moved from A to D. We move from A to D. The current is also moved from A to D. The product of this and that is taken as a positive. So here comes out to be 5I2 plus. Now we from D to C. So we are moving from D to C and again the current is also D to C. Again the product of 10 and this current is taken as to positive. So 10 into I2. 10 into I2 plus I3. Clear? Now we have C to F, C to E. There is no resistance. Or when we move from this E to F, So when we from E to F, the current is also from E to F. So what is the current here? Here I. So the product of 10 and I taken as a positive. So here it comes out to be 10I. Here comes out to be 10I. Now when we move from E to F, we are hitting the which terminal of the battery? We are hitting the negative terminal of battery. So when we hit the negative terminal of battery first, so the EMF of that battery taken as a positive and written on the left hand side or right hand side. We have to write it on right hand side. So here we will write equal to 10. So these are your three equations. We will rearrange them and we will solve it. So first we will rearrange this equation. So now I am erasing this diagram because we reached the equations. So now first equation, this is the equation. So that's 10I1, 5I3 minus 5I2. So in these all I, we write here 10I1 minus 5I2 plus 5I3 is equal to 0. Now open that. 5I1 minus 5I3. 5I1 minus 5I3 minus 10I2 minus 10I3 minus 10I2 minus 10I3 minus 5I3 minus 5I3 is equal to 0. So rearrange it. This is I1. So there is only one term of I1. I3 are there the three terms. 5, 10 and 5. So here comes to 20I3. So here comes out to be 5I1 minus 10I2 minus 20I3 is equal to 0. Now open that. So here comes out to be 5I2 plus 10I2 plus 10I3 plus 10I is equal to 10. So again here the two term of I2, here comes out to be 15I2 plus 10I3 plus 10I is equal to 10. So now in the next part we will rearrange again them. So what we have to make here? So from these equation take 5 common. From here take 5 common. So here comes out to be 2I1 minus I2 plus I3 is equal to 0. Again from this take 5 again. Here comes out to be I1 minus 2I2 minus 4I3 is equal to 0. Clear? And from this equation number, name any number to it. Again take 5 common. Here comes out to be 3I2 plus 2I3 plus 2I is equal to 2. So these are your three equations. Now we will solve these three equations. How we will solve it? So we will see here that in this equation your I2 and I3 is there, and this is your 2I equal to 2, and in these all equation, from this equation or this equation, here is I. So now we have to solve these equations and we will find the value of I1, I2 and I3. So first, if we find the value of the I1, I2, I3 from these equations, we can solve it. How we have to solve it? To solve it, we will do practice of that, how we will solve it. So to solving it, reach on three equations for 5, 6 and 7. Now we have to solve these equations. How we have to solve this equation? How have to solve this equation? To solve this equation, we will put here, we will first reach the diagram. When the current I start from here, that current I divided into part, that is I1 and I2. So I can write here that I is equal to I1 plus I2. So in place of that I, we will put I1 plus I2. So here comes out to be 3I2 plus 2I3. So when put here I1 plus I2 multiply by 2, so it's come to 2I1 plus 2I2 is equal to 2. Now rearrange it again. So this is 2 and that is 2. So that is 3 and 2, that is 5, and this is 2I1 plus 5I2 plus 2I3 is equal to 2. So this is another equation forms. So now you have three equations, all are in I1, I2, I3. So you have to remove one of the variable. How you have to remove one of the variable? So for that we will use any of the two equations. First we use this equation and this equation. Now we'll use this and this. Means this equation you use to remove one variable. So first there is a 2I1 minus I2 plus I3 is equal to 0. This is your equation. This here again is a 2I1 plus 5I2 plus 2I3 is equal to 0. So now, sorry, not equal to 0, it is equal to 2. Equal to 2. Now we subtract it. So this is minus, that is minus, this is minus, and that is also minus. So these two term cancel with each other. Here comes out to minus 6 I2 plus, again minus I3 is equal to minus 2. So if we take minus from that, here comes out to be 6I2 plus I3 is equal to 2. What we have done here? We write first this equation 2I1 minus I2 plus I3. Written that equation. Now the last equation 2I1, 5I2, 2I3. So now we subtract it. When we subtract it, here is minus. Here is again minus, again minus. So these two terms cancel with each other. Here comes out minus 6I2. Here comes out to be minus I3. And here comes out to be minus 2. So we take minus common. So this is your next equation. We say that it is equation number 8. Now use this equation and that equation. How will you use it? I1 minus 2I2 minus 4I3 is equal to 0. Write this equation. So here is 2I1 plus 5I2 plus 2I3 is equal to 2. So now multiply that equation with 2. So when you multiply it, here comes out to be 2I1, here comes out to be 4I2, here comes out to be 8I3. Now subtract it again. So this is minus, minus, minus and minus. So this term cancel with each other. Here comes out to be 9I2 is of minus. Here comes out to be 8 plus 2 minus 10I3 is equal to minus 2. Again we will take minus common. Here comes out to be 9I2 plus 10I3 plus 2 is equal to that is we can say that this equation is your ninth equation. Now use 9 and 10. So I am writing here the 8 and 9th equation. I am writing 8th equation downside. So here comes out to be 6I2 plus I3 is equal to 2. Now we have to solve these two equations. How we have to solve it? So here is a 10I3, here is I3. So now multiply downside equation with the 10. So it will become 60. This is 60. Clear? And that is 10. Clear? And that became 20. Clear? Now subtract it. So when you subtract it, here is minus, this is again minus, this is again minus. So that two terms cancel with each other. Here comes out to minus 51I2 is equal to, this is 2, that is 20, comes out to be minus 18. That minus cancel with each other. So I2 comes out to be 18 by 51 ampere. So I2 we have calculated. So now put the I2 value, one of the equation. You can put in this equation. Clear? Maybe you have put in this equation, or maybe you will put in this equation. So we put in this equation the value of I2. So what is the value of I2? So now minus 6I2 minus I3 is equal to minus 2. Minus 6 into me. What is the value of I2? 18 upon 51. So here comes out to be 18 upon 51 minus I3 is equal to minus 2. So now we will multiply this. So here comes out to be 6 is the 48, 4 and 6 1 ja 6, 6 and 4 10, 108. Divide by 51 minus I3 is equal to minus 2. Now take that term on that side. So I3 of minus is equal to minus के 2 plus 108 divided by 51. Take LCM of it. So I3 is equal to 51 into 2. That comes out to be 102. So 102 of minus plus 108 of plus divided by 51. Here comes out to be 6 by 51. So I3 comes out to be 6 by 51 ampere. So we have calculated I1, we have calculated I2. So if we want to find the I1, so you will put it any of the equation. You will put in